Gotham Knights blessed us with an update. I mean, my bad, a free update. Thank you guys. And included in that update was the Heroic Assault game mode, which is basically a full co-op mode where you can just, well, at first I didn't know what it was, but I just knew it was about 4 people cooperating to achieve an objective. And it's going to appear on your map. You can access that mode from the main menu, but you still need to activate it first in the city to then get access to that. And the whole time I was thinking, is it possible to just go in there even though it is expected to be a co-op experience? Can you just go there and solo the whole thing? Because let's say you have no friends, or you have no friends and you just want to do the whole thing by yourself. Yes, you can, but good lord, you need to be ready because that thing gets seriously difficult for no reason. So this game mode is made of 30 floors that you have to clear, and with every single floor you clear, the game is going to become even more difficult. But the upside is that the gear you get is also better because now the max level is 60. Like, your level as a character is going to remain 40, but the level of your gear can now go all the way up to 60 by the time you actually beat every single floor. And I like that. I like that a lot. And I really hope they keep introducing new game modes because I think this game has potential to sustain itself all the time. However, this particular game mode is I don't know how to feel about it. So listen, a few things I need to address first. I had no expectation whatsoever when it comes to this game mode. I just felt like it was nice. They were doing something post-launch. And secondly, I haven't played Gotham Knights for a while, and I did notice that in the meantime, they may have done some updates, some patches here and there because the frame rate was quite consistent during some very intense fights, which wasn't the case before. Like, hey, it's still not 60 FPS, but I noticed no dips whatsoever. So I think maybe now it is running at a steady 30 FPS, which is great, but it's still not what we want, what we need. And I really wish they can push it to 60 because this game is going to benefit a lot on consoles if they do address the frame rate. But other than that, it just run like butter, which is definitely better. When it comes to the actual game mode, you are not restricted when it comes to the choice of your knight. You can go in there and with whatever knight you feel comfortable and even change between floors. And when it comes to the objective themselves, I really feel like they could have done better, especially when it comes to the design. I remember that one mission in particular in the main game was very tedious. It was the first encounter with Harley Quinn, and there was that part in the basement that you have to deactivate some bombs while fighting people. And I really felt like this sequence was poorly made for many things, and in this game mode, they actually pushed it to the next level and made it even more tedious. It is. So, depending on the floor you decide to go on, because once you clear a floor, you can decide to come back to it, which is great if you want to farm, because now they are way more generous with the drops, especially the legendary drops and the resources. So you can craft without feeling like, oh, you are making a tough decision because, well, those resources weren't going on trees. But now I have a lot of resources, as you can see, so I'm okay. So you either have to clear waves upon waves of enemies, like 4 waves, and to be honest, in the beginning, in the first 15 floors, I was kind of bored because also I was, level 40 and I had the best gear possibly for each night at this point because I played a lot of endgame Gotham Knights at the time, so I was pretty prepared. So for the first 15 floors, it's not much is happening. But if you've seen the first 15 floors, then you've seen the whole game because they don't change much. Like, no. And when you're not defeating waves or enemies, you can repair generators. And I strongly recommend doing that using stealth because enemies will just keep coming and there is no point in defeating them. They're just going to keep coming at you. So the best thing you can do is just do your best and take them out with stealth and prepare those generators. The moment it actually becomes tedious is because they introduce those Overwatch type of objectives where you have to escort a payload, and if only that payload will remain activated, but no, in between, whenever you progress, you have to then stop and reactivate it. And of course, the activation is going to take 10 seconds or 7 seconds where you just have to stand still. I really feel like this game design belongs in 2010, like something very, very far back, because first of all, you can only approach those platforms, those consoles from one angle. You cannot do it from the side. You need your character to be facing the console to interact with it and to stay still while 20 people are trying to kill you. And that's where I felt like maybe they didn't think about the little guy with no friends or the guy who just wanted to play the game by himself. It's just tedious, and I just couldn't make it as Robert. But thankfully, Batgirl had my back, and she actually cruised through the challenge. And I thought, wait, what if you actually don't have Batgirl? I mean, what if you don't have her ability? Then you're going to struggle a lot because they just keep coming at you. You have no break whatsoever. They just keep respawning, and it is very tedious. So that's the payload mission. There's also one where you have to protect the console. Like you just activate the console, and they're going to try to damage the console. And depending on the floor you're at, it's going to range from meh to extremely difficult. The last 5 floors were a pain in the ass. I felt challenged to the max, but I can't tell you if that challenge actually translated into fun. Like, the challenge was there, but I don't know if I had fun. I just felt weird about the whole thing, and a lot of questionable design when it comes to the game, especially when it comes to standing still in a certain angle. Like, for Christ's sake, like, just give us the option to just stay within a certain it's just tedious for the sake of being tedious. And oh, can we talk about the worst fractions in the game? Mostly the count of owls and the regulators, but the regulators mostly because of the drone girls, which can just keep summoning drones and just keep evading. It's just so annoying, but I actually prefer the regulators over the count of owls, mostly because of the talents. The talents, they're just so evasive. They will evade everything you do. And in the main game, it was already a pain in the ass. But this time around, you can face 6 talents at the same time. And unless you have abilities, there is no way you're going to get rid of them. Now imagine my frustration when I was going against all those talents, backflipping, evading every single thing I would throw at them while trying to protect the console. I forget everything you learned. You have to get crafty. As you can see, I was on the verge of failing the mission. And by the way, you have to go through 4 waves of talents just coming at you. And I think the worst thing about the talents is that they can come back to life. So just killing them once isn't going to do the trick. No, you have to kill them multiple times, because why not? Why? No, that's why they are so annoying, and they made the last challenges way more difficult than it had to be. But then came the last floor, and I was expecting, strangely enough, I was expecting a boss fight, but there wasn't a boss fight. The last floor is just everything you've done before, like protecting a payload, escorting it, and activating stuff, repairing things. But this time it's taken to the next level because you have to go against every single enemy type in the game, including our beloved man bat. Like, okay, I understand that they wanted to go big, but why is a cop going, like, why is a cop trying to stop me? What? Isn't the cop supposed to help me? I was kind of confused for a moment, but also I was kind of disappointed, even though I wasn't expecting something in the first place. Like, I was like, why are we going through this when it's the one thing we've been doing all along? I just expected something different for the 30th floor, and it wasn't the case. That's why I said that I felt challenged, but at the same time I don't know if that challenge was fun. It was definitely difficult, and I felt like I needed to beat it before I go to bed, because whenever I actually face a wall, I have to overcome it to go to bed peacefully and not have nightmares. I refuse to be defeated and to go to bed with that mentality. So I wanted to finish it, and when I did, I felt weird, because I really hoped the last floor was going to make it, was going to redeem the previous floors, which were just a bit tedious. But no, it was just way more tedious for no reason. The upside is my power level is now significantly improved, and I'm going to keep trying to, I'm still going to play again and maybe try to help people go through those flows. Yeah, but I do want to know about your experience. I'm going to make other videos about this, but it was hard. Honestly, trying to solo this whole thing was very hard, especially when it comes to protecting your console. When it comes to defeating waves of enemies, it wasn't hard at all, because you can take your time. But when you have every single person trying to destroy that one thing and you have limited tools, man, that was woo. Woo. So I'm Jisoo, and I'm going to see you soon. Bye bye, and don't try to solo this unless you're ready. You're going to need all the readiness in the world. Bye bye.